Crazy Chef Productions. I usually throw things around, but I don't seem to have anything to throw. Nothing to throw today. Right, okay. I've just been reviewing my video made in 2018 regarding what chefs keep in the kitchen. Now I thought I'd do a quick update, then I would show you the original one. The Crazy Chef was a lot more crazy those days, but I think he sort of calmed down with age. Anyway, apart from all the things that I showed you in the video, which you'll see later, I now always usually have fresh herbs, or I've always had fresh herbs. They don't keep very well in the winter. In the old window box, I've basil and chives, parsley. These look a bit withered. We've replaced it, they usually grown from seed, stick them in the window. We also have always have free range eggs, and some of them, look at that. These are so free range, this box has got a chicken feather in, so whether they deliberately put a chicken feather in all the boxes or just happen to be there by chance, I do not know. Could be a marketing thing, couldn't it? Right. I also keep some Polish bits and pieces now. I've got some Polish gravies, and if you're in Poland, they are much cheaper and they are in Waitrose. I've got soups, so you can use some Polish soups as a base. I mean, there's a Polish borscht soup, either white or red with beetroot. It's also that was great. I've got quite a few of them. And I keep some cooking condiments. This is ideal. It's rather like Knorr stock cube, grounded paint. I won't pronounce it. Ground up stuff for putting in soups and things like that. Makes it very much tasty. I've got some fasola beans, Polish ones, which are good for fasolka pro bretonsku, which is a very nice Polish dish. Produces a little bit of gas, but it's a lovely Polish dish. One thing I would suggest, that if I'm doing mince in Poland, they've got some lovely dark sauces, but I'll still prefer Bisto. I don't know why I prefer Bisto to flavour mince, but I've always preferred Bisto. So, full range of herbs. Again, we've also got Italian olive. We use Italian olive oil. We use Italian tinned whole and chopped tomatoes for when we're making pizza dishes and other Italian dishes that require that. We have mozzarella. We keep mozzarella when we're making a insalata caprese, or a capri salad, which is tomatoes and basil and a mozzarella. The other thing is I've got full range of spices, some truffles, and you need a decent set of knives. Don't get rubbish knives, you need a decent set of knives. Now my knives are Damascus steel, very expensive. Chef's knife for the old rocking action. And I keep them hidden on a magnetic base. I don't have them on a wooden block, because I'm not saying anyone's going to come in and get hold of it and stick it in you, but I don't like knives on show. I like them on a magnetic base, a magnetic rack, hidden away. A Santoku knife, which is for chopping. A lovely paring or utility knife. I use that most of all. And of course, the old steel. Now you should do that every time you cook. You should just sharpen your knife. I've got a boning knife for boning joints, and I've got a filleting knife, very flexible filleting knife. And I remember when Gordon was demonstrating a filleting knife once, he broke the thing in half. But anyway, they're very flexible. I won't go into that. They're very flexible. So we've got that. What else have we got? Seasoning, olive oils, balsamic vinegars, paprika, allspice, star anise for when I'm doing rice, and cardamom. sesame seed oil, and what else have we got? Always use ground black pepper, and I always use sea salt, and quite often I use sea salt which is flaky sea salt. So that's what we've got, and we use we actually use a Le Creuset frying pans, heavy, 3 layers of steel, riveted on metal handle, which means you can copy what all the professional chefs do. When you've done a bit on the top, you can stick it in the oven, stick the whole thing in the oven. It doesn't have a plastic handle, so it doesn't melt. Be very careful not to overheat these, because you'll destroy the non-stick surface if you overheat them. Got 2 of those. And for other things like steak but want searing, I don't use a non-stick. I use a solid. Again, several layers of steel. I use a solid one because then you can deglaze all the flavours with a bit of wine. So, without further ado, nothing to throw. Oh. Where's me stuff for throwing? I haven't got any stuff for throwing. Anyway, without further ado, I will cut you in to an edited version of the 2018 thing, and you can see how I used to keep the kitchen there. And let's see, what do we keep in the kitchen? But before we do that, we do the usual thing with a crazy chef. We are crazy. We just throw something out the way. The other thing we do is we have a little drink, but this is only tonic water. You've seen me done a number of videos now, we've done about 70, 80 videos. Basic things I use in the kitchen. Groundnut oil because it's tasteless. Olive oil. Worcester sauce, pepper, ground black pepper. You won't see it through there. Balsamic vinegar, sesame seed oil, and I quite often have truffle. Now, if you're keeping potatoes, you have to keep them in a cool, dark place because they get seedy, bloody useless. But I also have a handful of porcini mushrooms and truffles again, and I always use wholemeal brown rice. This is organic wild rice with a bit of basmati rice. This is the basic stuff I keep in my kitchen for when I create my things, and if I want to know what is, quite often recipes are American recipes, and quite often recipes are in Imperial, when the UK has been so bloody silly to go metric, so I have to say, hey Google, what is 400 degrees Fahrenheit in centigrade? Bitch. Hey Google, what is 400 Fahrenheit in centigrade?
400 degrees Fahrenheit equals 204.444 degrees Celsius.
So we have a Google Home, which I did an unboxing video for, in the kitchen, because it's useful rather than look at your recipes and look at your temperatures and your weights. And there's nothing else I could... okay. So this is just a play-off trailer for 2018. If you like our food, good food, done quickly for busy people, but if you give us some likes, put some comments at the bottom, and if you really want to do something, go to patreon.com/crazychef and support. Because amateur filmmakers like us, we need support, because we're all poor and we basically need the views and all the rest of the crap. Okay, cut.